And you are welcome. It's a Monday edition, a rainy Monday edition here for everybody in Lagos. For Wake Up Nigeria, sometimes the weight of parenting for those of us that are parents and the worry of making ends meet is, what gets us out of bed, even when it's raining like this morning. But good morning and welcome to a new week on your premium breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. You don't have a choice. You have to make money because your mouth's to feed. But either way, welcome to a brand new Monday edition. Don't get trapped in the thought loop, okay? Get up and let's go.
You need
yes,
to
let's go get to this Monday.
Let's please. I see each day as an opportunity, if you ask me, to build, and also, guess what? We are here to help you guys through that task.
Absolutely. And we get quite deliberate with the energy we put on the universe on Monday.
Put it out there.
Put it out there. This is where you can find the right vibe, the right amount of motivation to kickstart your week.
Yes, and there's so much more infused into today's show. You can only get to find out if you stick around, especially, let's talk about everything that we curated from last week up until now. We have a very delicious session for you guys. Inside of the kitchen, it's Chef Cabylicious who's going to be joining us. It's like our own cook-a-thon because she's brought everything for a fantastic breakfast. You can see her smiling right there.
Yes.
And our very, very full bouquet of, what do you call that now? Everything in the kitchen.
Yeah, the ingredients. It's everything in the kitchen, Shabazz. Well, amazing energy as always. And because we cannot take chances, we showed up to set the tone for the week.
I showed up extra early. Extra early. The
end.
earliest I've ever been at work, that was today. But hey, just so you guys know how much effort we put into this show, just for you guys. We have the next.
Sleep over?
No, I didn't. Well, almost. If you check the time I got here, it's tantamount to sleeping over. But we've got something for you guys. Everybody who's out there who's watching. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. You can watch the show live on GOTV. You'll find us at channel 16 now. Yes, 16, no more 27, okay? And of course, UHF band 49.
And you can also stream the show live on Facebook if you guys are on. So we also have an app you must have on your phone or device. Download it both on iOS or on the Apple Store, and you can carry us with you any place.
Absolutely. Now let's tell you what we have in store for today. It will be time for some Monday motivation. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Coming on for a very delightful performance will be Sawyer. If you guys want something to, help you kickstart your Monday morning, you want to stick around for this performance from Sawyer.
Soft Live. Finally, for SME, we will be joined by Emmanuel Alamo, the Chief Executive Officer of NetEng Solutions. He's one of Africa's finest network engineers. We cannot wait to have a conversation with him. All right.
Welcome once again, Monday edition here. And I always want to start our Monday edition by asking, by the way, welcome, Mike. You looking good and dashing.
Thank you. Thank you. Good
How was the
morning.
big games from
Great
over the
to have
weekend?
you. Weekend was cool. Quite a lot. There's so much to discuss about what happened this weekend. Where do we start from?
I think we should
beginning.
start from the beginning. I like to get the sad stuff out of the way. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of Nollywood actors, Sentobi and Murphy Afolabi, very popular.
The Central really hit me. I remember just seeing something and just like, wow. And for a while, he has not been on the scene for quite a very long while. And
serious.
this is someone that, my child, Central was the man, the action figure. We've seen him in action movies and all of that. He's with Teco Benson when they get some, was it this emergency movie? He was an action figure. Central was the man.
Yeah.
And, pray for the repose of his soul, and of course, commiserate with family and friends.
Murphy Afolabi, young man, 49.
Yeah.
He just recently celebrated his birthday.
And they said he was in the bathroom.
He fell and
So it
hit
was
his
an
head,
accident.
and that
It
was
was an accident.
Very sad.
That's him on the screen right now. I can't believe it. I'm looking at him and I still can't believe it.
Well, sad. Well, here's to everybody out there. Please take care of yourselves and be very aware of your surroundings, because anything could happen and you don't want to.
Yeah.
It was a sad weekend.
Yeah.
However, there were other things that happened as well. Let's congratulate already. I want to congratulate
Hilda Bassi.
Bassi.
Yes.
She's on that. She's almost making that record now. She's
broken the record. So she's
broken
just
already.
trying to put in some more hours to finally cement it.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And Winfrey is already there, if I'm not mistaken, and we're going to be connecting with her over at the event to, tell us exactly what
is going on.
The energy is going to be like. So if you stick around till the end of the show, you're definitely going to be part of that one as well.
Time for the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mary Bashua Alimi. We begin with security, where troops of 21 Armored Brigade Operation Hadinkai of the Nigerian Army recovered a large cache of arms and ammunition from ISWAP insurgents in Sambisa Forest in Borno State. TVC News gathered that the troops discovered the massive armory with arms and ammunition when they invaded Ukuba camp on the fringes of Bama local government area as part of ongoing counter-terrorist Operation Desert Sanity 2. This is coming nearly 2 weeks after the troops raided the same camp and recovered 6 anti-aircraft guns, 4 AK-47 rifles, several quantities of IEDs, making materials, amongst others. Now, 39 persons have been killed in a clash between farmers and herders in Takalafia and Kwaja communities of Karu local government of Nasarawa State. The incident started on Friday when herders invaded the farmland with their cattle in the Tata community of Karu local government. The invasion led to a macheting of a herder who died before accessing medical care in the community. The death of the herder led to a reprisal attack by associates of the victim in Takalafia and Kwaja communities, both in Karu local government. This led to the death of 33 farmers, including 2 reverends of Evangelical Church, winning all. The Nigerian police has confirmed the incident, but reported that only 14 persons were killed. The police public relations officer, Rahman Nassel, who confirmed the incident, said the Commissioner of Police has ordered an investigation into the matter to unravel those behind the killings. A mass burial has been conducted for victims of the attack, which includes women and children. Talking politics now, outside Nigeria, counting is underway in Turkey, with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan facing a tough challenge after 20 years in power. 6 opposition parties have combined forces, picking opposition leader Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu as their unity candidates. This vote comes against the background of soaring inflation and the aftermath of devastating earthquakes. If either man can secure out the presidential vote, they will be crowned winner. Failing that, the race will go to a runoff. Ultra-nationalist Sinan Ogan is also on the ballot, but Kılıçdaroğlu's former center-left party colleague, Muharrem İnce, pulled out with days to go. Candidates for a 600-seat parliamentary are also being selected. And that's it on the news hour. On this hour. We'll be back in a bit with more Wake Up Nigeria. Just stay with us. All right.
Welcome. It's time for What's Up and About. A lot happened over the weekend, and some of them good, some of them bad. I want to talk about what is it, Mike?
Just a little. Now I know why Mazino has been talking about trying to wake up.
What?
5 hours ago, his story.
What?
It's like was it? Wait, is it Gary was drinking?
No, I was making noodles.
Please let me see.
5 hours ago.
I've been up since
That was 2
since
That was
12
like 2
midnight.
o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're looking at me shirtless, by the way.
Okay.
Oh,
Maz.
you're getting too
My lack of
excited.
interest.
I mean, let me keep quiet.
All right, Mazino, back to you.
Unfiltered Mary. All right, so a lot happened over the weekend. I want to use this opportunity to talk about a virtue that we all must have, and it is about control. 2 instances. One of them, friend of the house, actually, Sheon Kuti, was caught on camera on the 3rd Mainland Bridge. From all that we can see, it seemed like as if it was a case of harassment. I wouldn't say from who or in what direction, but the video clearly showed him manhandling a police officer in uniform. The other instance was one of a landlord in an altercation with his tenant, and eventually leading to him unleashing a dog. Not just a dog, a wobble.
Wow.
They're huge, and those things are massive.
Their teeth.
Yeah, when they grab on, they don't let go. So I don't know, but personally, the older I get, I find myself always cautioning myself at different instances. On my way here on Friday evening, somebody ran in front of my bike as I was going full throttle. That anger, I took it on the next guy who kind of like who made me angry. And after I left that instance, I was like, yeah, I think I don't need that kind of angst in my life. I don't want to have it. I don't want to have to go out of control. And when I'm angry, the second after I've expressed anger, I find myself in a state of embarrassment that I cannot even compare to anything.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for me,
That's when you, how did you express the anger?
Oh, I don't get angry often at all.
Okay.
But when I do,
Because
it's embarrassing. That's
I
all I'm going
also
to
want to
say.
look at it at what happened.
And
this
anything
morning.
could happen. I could have been Sheon Kuti.
Okay.
I could have been that landlord.
Yeah.
That's my point.
You know, because okay, so road rage, you know, road rage is a very, which is close to what you talked about.
Yeah.
But for me, when that, I think I can separate road rage from anger. So when it happens, all I just do is I blurt out obscenities onto the other person, and immediately I do that, I feel good.
Okay.
But that's just where it ends.
Wow.
I just blurt out. I know. I just for me, it just calms me down. Like that's the
Calms
only
you
way I
down.
was able to just. So
you let it go. You
so
let
you
it
know this thing. Once I let it out, but then, I think the discussion here is control.
Yeah, control.
You know, self-control and all of that. It was a bad look for Sheon, especially as that part. We don't know what preceded, but from what we hear, it seems they bashed his car or something. You know, we don't know what preceded that and what went after.
Yeah.
Well, you see, we would want to caution everybody that's not the best way, especially, and from what we saw also, the police officer was calm from the part we saw.
From the part we saw.
From the parts we
So
saw,
I would-
yes,
I would
you're
say-
right.
I would say that no matter what, do your best not to, it's against the law.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Oh, we really need to hammer on that.
Yes.
Now, the police uniform or any sovereign paramilitary uniform is not something that you can disrespect. You can't even touch it. You can't even poke them.
Yeah.
You are not supposed, because that's a crime against the nation, the country itself, the presidency. So if you do not know, don't ever do it.
So in fact, it's a general thing in
Yes.
Nigeria, all over the world. Any uniformed personnel, including NYSC, they are not to be touched. The moment somebody is wearing a uniform, a government-approved uniform, the person is untouchable.
representing that
The person is representing the nation. And so you find people abusing these uniforms. Now, to be factual, we know how certain types of people can be really annoying. They can be frustrating. They can be infuriating.
It can be overly
But
officious.
guess what? The
themselves.
person recording the video did not record the before and after, just that part. And the part that was seen was the part he was being aggressive. Nobody knows what led to it because he said it was a threat to life. Like he almost killed his family. We don't know what happened. But then if the guy had cocked his gun and he would have been, in quotes, in his rights because he was assaulting him, unfortunately. And so when you look at different angles to it, you also have to consider the fact that it is usually a case of your word against mine. And in this case, there is no proof of what the man did, unfortunately, of what the policeman did. So it's going to be like Sheon, unfortunately, on his own.
Yeah, we'll go with what we
To
have.
touch again on the issue of control, self-control, and the fact that I don't think it's something we've imbibed in young people as they grow up. I think we even, in some ways, tell our kids to be more aggressive, to always fight back, and I think it starts from very young. So that boy in the playground took your pencil or whatever, or he beat you. Why didn't you beat him back? That's the question that the
I think
parents
that's
ask. So I'm
what
just
we
thinking,
grew up with, our generation.
Yeah,
As in, you're crying to me. What did you do?
What did you do
before you came to me?
Exactly.
Is what my father would say to me.
Exactly.
But after becoming a father myself, and my daughter would come back to me, and the first thing I'd ask, did you engage in dialogue? Did you tell them how you feel? Or did you but you need to.
As I right
Communication is
Yes.
the problem here. That we do not communicate verbally. Instead, we get physical, or we show in other expressions that are
Aggression.
observable.
Release a dog.
You
the
know
dog will
exactly.
fight the
Now,
battle.
on
Instead
that
of-
case,
Yeah.
that was absolutely wrong. Regardless of whatever had transpired between them during that altercation, that was the most barbaric thing
Evil.
caught on
the guy
camera.
the guy suppress charges.
He
He
has
should.
to
There's
press
no way.
There's
charges.
not even talk
should.
about it.
He
In fact,
must.
even if he doesn't press charges, we should have a violence. You see, domestic violence can be man to man.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was.
Because
it's
we
it's
need to get the
Yes, indeed. Oh, of course, definitely.
ECR,
And
what's
it's
your name, and get them involved. I also wanted to touch on the fact that a number of people were trying to justify the action of assaulting an official on what's
it's not done anywhere in the world.
officials, on what they do, maybe the wrong things they have done. I mean, it goes without saying, cliche, but really two wrongs don't make it right. And you don't want to, as a civilian, go up against those kind of people in that kind of manner. Revolution or whatever we want, it's not that way. There's a war, let's go to war. You've seen Sudan. So what I'm saying is that there are other ways, I mean, that we can, lay forward what we think we've been wronged in our different ways, but having to go at it physically, and like you said, he wasn't with a gun, but if he was, we've also seen some videos from other people who would go that far to want to assault this thing. You're endangering yourself.
As I was watching that video, one song was playing in my head, and I didn't know quite how to react.
Was it Afrobeat?
No, it was P-Square. Oga Police, waiting be this year. As I mentioned earlier, some of these armed officials can be infuriating. Overzealous is an understatement.
I'm being euphemistic.
Look, the reality is they can push you. There are people who have done crazy things because of such incidents. But no matter how you look at it, it's still a crime. It's unfortunate, you might call it that, but it's still a crime.
Situation. There's a particular road along between Maryland and Ojota bus stop. There's a place that's considered a BRT lane, but it's not demarcated. Has anybody tried that lane before? If you, for any reason, go onto that far right lane, if you're heading towards Ojota from Maryland, it is the BRT
I know the
lane.
place. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
and
that yellow
hardly
demarcation.
any indication or demarcation. And there was a particular guy, the police actually were there telling him, no, it was Lasma telling him that it's fine to go that way. And then there were police in front, apparently, doing exactly the opposite, guiding people out of the lane. So the two authorities were, contradicting each other. And so someone that's never been on that road, for instance.
Look,
that can
imagine that.
All in all, though, please, this is a two-way street. The police officers, armed officers need to do better. And we as citizens, we just need to be a bit more patient. I know it's difficult, but at the end of it, look who is being blamed now.
I'm sure we'll find the end of that, hopefully. And also the case of the landlord and the tenant and the dog. That I would like to see the end of that one. But let's know what you guys think. Give us your opinion. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We'll be back for more. Stay tuned.
All right, for a rainy Monday morning, it's time for us to head over to the headlines of the dailies.
Yes, indeed. We have the covers of the papers and quite a few headlines to look at. And, of course, we're joined by Dr. Adedayo Kayode, a social-political technocrat and contributor on the show.
Great to have you being here this morning.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Okay.
Let's start with the Nation newspaper, and we have this headline. It says, Tinubu is best prepared ever for president, says Akonde. Expect 50-year master plan from incoming administration. What to do on economy. Now, I think a lot of people have, been asking various questions about what the preparations have been like. I'm not sure if you've had discussions on this beforehand.
Yeah, there is nobody that wants to be in that position that will not, in one way or the other, get himself or herself prepared. And we listen to some of his blueprint during the campaign. We've also seen the master plan made for Lagos in the past. Again, for anybody to know whether he is the best prepared, I think Baba Akonde is also in the position to say that, because they have been very close since the days of yore, and then for the 50-year master plan, we don't know what is in the 50-year master plan yet. But somebody like me, I will be waiting to see how the master plan unfolds in days to come. And I want to also see how the government is going to kickstart, whether from day one or from anytime soon after swearing in. Nigerians are waiting. Hopes are high especially when you are expecting a new government, whether in the federal or at the state level, hopes are always very high. And I think, and I want to believe, Nigeria will move forward. And then we get to where we're supposed to be.
We're looking forward to that. And if we have to look at Lagos as anything, as some sort of a blueprint in some ways, then we know that that plan will probably be something that might get us closer to where we want to be. All right, so let's head over to the Punch here. Quite a number of headlines I want to pick there, but let me start from top left corner there, just above the flag. The National Assembly, it's still going on. 86 senators will support Mrs. Akpabio. Another headline in our paper says 68. I don't know, but 6 and 8 are involved and all of that, but lobbying has already begun and all of that, you know, and all with... what do you think? Well, what is happening? Is this... some people have spoken about how it is good for democracy, having this kind of things happening, but all of us are talking about how much of a distraction it can be at this particular point in time. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's good that you say 8 and 6 are involved. Because sometimes, again, when you see 6 and you see 9, I mean, depending on how you
look at it.
You look at it. The issue is, you see, since 1999, right, we have been having different types of National Assembly. Along the line, you see some jostling to become either the president of the Senate or the Speaker of the House of Representatives. But at the end of the day, what have we been seeing? That is my own being. What have we been seeing? Listen, look at this National Assembly that is going now. Imagine then the Senate president saying, whatever our father, the president, says is what we will do. So, I mean, I won't be surprised as regards the new amount of money that is about to be borrowed. How many days to go? Again, based on the old money that have been borrowed in the past, can we also see the effect on our economy? No, I mean, let's say the truth here. Can we see the effect on the economy? So what I'm looking forward to at this particular National Assembly is if we are having a president that Baba Conde said is going to give us what we want, that is going to come up with a 50-year master plan.
There has to be that synergy with the National Assembly.
And we also expect such a kind of relationship, a kind of a asymmetric relationship
symbiotic
between the National Assembly
and the executive.
Whereby it's not going to be a rubber stamp because the executive itself is not total.
So there should be, as much as, you know, there should be some
kind
balance.
Kind of a corrective. Wherever the executive is not able to dot the I, the National Assembly should be able to see the I to be dotted. We don't want a situation whereby, like it happened in this National Assembly, the executive, through the Minister of Transport, couldn't see some lacuna in the contract signed with the Chinese as regards our rail system. And the thing now came up at the National Assembly. But the minister then, Amechi, couldn't explain further. But thank God, the National Assembly was able to bring it to the fore, and I don't know whether it has been corrected or not. So I'm looking forward to a National Assembly that will be very vibrant, to be a kind of a check
and balances
on the incoming
administration. Okay. So
Well,
we just have short time. Let's just rush.
Yes, we have the Guardian's headline as well. And 17 years after Paris Club relief, external debt rises to $41.8 billion. And there's an infographic there, which basically showcases Nigeria's debt burden and what each Nigerian owes.
President. I know. Yeah, what is and what each Nigerian president has borrowed.
Yes.
And you've been talking about it and said, look, the issue is that we have not seen the effects of these loans?
As
A loan was just approved,
See,
800
you know what? I have to leave my house earlier enough this morning so that I can get down
here.
here for this program. Do you know why? Because of the bad road. A bridge that was newly constructed. Don't let me mention the area now, so that I won't be as if.
Yeah.
Newly constructed. Come and see flood on that bridge. Do you understand? And if you hear how much has been spent
On that.
to construct that bridge, in fact, you will shake your head. All right? So these are the things that we have been seeing over the years. Successive governments, not just even this government. We have not been seeing the effect of the humongous amount of money borrowed. Even the Paris Club that we're talking about that forgave us our debt, what effect has it had? And not on when you are talking of economy, it's not that. But how has it been able to bring bread and butter
On
to
the
the
table of the
tables
common man.
of the people?
Thank you so much. I
It
will
even
just have to end on
showcases,
that.
sorry, I just wanted to touch on this. It says 368,421 naira owed per Nigerian based on the amount of debt.
We would
How
have
much
to-
are we going to pay
incurred.
that?
That's-
How much is your salary? Does it take you home? Talk less of now to be.
You know this like that, just
to be
to-
paying debt that you didn't owe. That you didn't owe.
Wow.
I mean, it's appalling.
Much an answer, but let's do that. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you, Dr.
my
Kayode.
pleasure being with you this
Of course,
morning.
we look forward to having you next time.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Enjoy the
let's head
rest
over.
of your day.
Mary, how much is your salary? You are owing 384,621 naira. How many months will you use to pay back what you are owing? Mary.
So my question is it going to be how many lifetimes?
Calm down.
Because it's beginning to be like that.
Then your salary is like 400, 500K now.
Bros, be coming down, please. I'm usually on the road. Don't put me in trouble. Welcome to the kitchen this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. Our chef is Chef Kabilicious. Hey, what we have for you for breakfast this morning, you won't even believe it. Tell us what we have for breakfast.
We'll be having Singapore noodles, chicken in curry sauce, and shredded beef in chili sauce.
So today is food heaven for those of us who love to eat. We're really going to be feasting because we have two sauces and we have, well, this is the Singaporean noodle. So let's talk about the ingredients first. Let's start from this. So this is the Singaporean noodles.
Yes.
Okay, so run us through. What's that?
So this is also known as rice stick.
Yeah.
Because they won't write Singapore noodles on the body if you want to get it. So it's called rice stick, and this is the shredded beef.
It's a good thing she mentioned it because you might go to the market asking for Singaporean noodles and they're looking at you blankly and then you guys are doing staring contests. You can just simply say the rice stick, okay?
Yeah.
And then you said that's the
So
shredded.
this is the shredded beef. This is
Okay.
the shredded chicken.
Okay,
And this is cabbage. This
Okay.
is lettuce.
Okay.
This is carrots.
okay,
This is sweet corn,
okay.
peg. So we have green peas, spring
Spring
onions,
onions,
bell pepper,
bell peppers, we have them here
yeah,
as well.
cucumber,
Okay.
habanero pepper.
Okay.
We have parsley and
Okay.
then
Onions
tiger prawn.
and then tiger
Onion,
prawns. Okay. So, and of course, we are cutting up the,
Sausage.
yeah. So, breakfast is going to start right now. We're going to start cooking. We forgot to mention this. You're making use of soy sauce,
soy sauce,
Oyster
oyster
sauce,
sauce,
sesame
sesame oil,
and
yeah,
dark soy sauce. I
dark
believe.
soy sauce.
Okay,
So
so
we have both light and dark soy
and dark.
sauce.
Okay. Then for this, of course, purple cabbage. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it. It's usually not available in open markets. How much did you get this though?
800.
We're having Singaporean noodles. See, it's a mouthful. Please, can you run me through what we have on the menu today?
Singapore noodles,
Okay.
shredded beef in chili sauce,
Okay.
and chicken casserole. That's
Aha.
chicken in curry sauce.
Aha. So there's shredded beef. So we have, like, as I mentioned earlier, we have two sauces and, of course, the noodles. Okay. So run us through the process. How are we going to be preparing this?
Okay. So first of all, we've marinated.
How did we do that? What did you put in it?
I added seasoning cube, salt. So I'll be adding habanero pepper as well.
So seasoning cube,
Yes.
Salt.
So I'll be adding the sauces as well.
Okay, so seasoning cubes, salt. But I noticed that you poured in water and drained out the water.
Yes.
Is there a reason for that?
Yes, because I don't want the seasoning to stick to the body.
Oh.
So like this, it has already penetrated into the prawn. So we'll place it in the air fryer to just dry.
Really? Okay. So the idea is put your seasoning, put your salt, pour a bit of water, not too much, just a bit of water. So you shake it up, then drain out the water. So by the time you're doing all that process, it's soaking up the seasoning and the salt, and then it's ready for this. So what else are we putting inside?
So we're adding the sauces
Please
to
do.
marinate it, just a little.
Okay. So is this going to be served whole, or we're going to whole like that?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a bit of soy sauce.
Soy sauce, yes, the
Okay.
light soy sauce.
Then the dark soy sauce
Dark
now.
soy sauce,
Okay.
just a little.
So all of these add to the flavor. Sesame oil. That's a magical ingredient people are sleeping on. Let me go and buy it in the market. Plenty first before it becomes expensive. When people know the secret.
Yeah.
What sesame oil does to your dish? Oh gosh. Gano.
So this is oyster sauce.
Okay, so we have all of that together now,
Yes,
and then we just shake it up,
yes,
and it is ready to go into the air fryer.
the air fryer.
Okay, so what are we trying to achieve? We want the crispy out layer, of course, thanks to the air fryer,
Yes.
and then the inner part will be cooked through.
Cooked here.
Okay, so how long are we looking at?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
What's the temperature? 180 or what's it going to be? It doesn't really, you just mild. Okay, so mild for 5 minutes. We're going to stick it into the air fryer shortly. But before we get that done, let's move on to something else. So what next are we doing?
So after that, we'll have to boil water to soak our rice.
So we're going to boil water to soak our rice. We'll do that. Let's still set that aside. What else are we going to do?
So we're shredding the bell peppers.
Shredding the bell peppers. Okay, please, can you get on with that?
Yes.
So now, shredding the bell peppers, you know, we have different shapes of carrots here.
Yes.
Okay, so
So we're having different shape of bell peppers.
of bell peppers as well. Okay, so are we going to be mimicking all of these 3 shapes or just 1 or 2 of them? Because I noticed we have this shape for the
we can get the
Frankfurt.
exact shape for the shredded chicken.
Okay,
So it will just be the bigger box size of the bell peppers.
okay.
So for the shredded beef, it will be straight like this.
Like that as well.
So we can achieve that, but we can't achieve
Achieve that.
this shape because this is carrots.
Okay,
And you're welcome back. It's the second hour here for Wake Up Nigeria. Welcome, everybody.
yes, achieving one small task can be unnoticed, but the compound effect is what defines progress. So we have made progress on the show as we welcome you to the second hour.
Yes, indeed. It's been a great time so far, and we have 45 minutes yet to go, so we'll make good of it. So you just sit right there and let us enthrall you.
Yes, and for once, Mike is in the kitchen at this time of the day.
Our kitchen is such it's overflowing, like you said from before. Mike, how's it going in there? Don't drown. You're lost, yeah?
Mike is never lost. He's trying to decide where to start.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
What a beaut I can see here.
He's your brother.
Thank you.
I have seen food, but this is a discovery. There's even corn. Oh, those ways to put corn in the middle and
You know what, Mike?
This one,
Mike,
how far have
listen.
you gone with this?
Yes, we've started cooking already. So once
Okay.
to do, what is stir fry the shredded beef and shredded chicken.
What's this sponge doing here?
Sponge.
Rice stick. So we're using
rice
this
what?
for rice stick.
Rice sticks.
So we're using it for the Singapore noodles.
Mike, do you know what's missing from that kitchen?
What?
What's missing from that kitchen is a timer. Let's start counting already.
Ah,
You know where I'm going, yeah?
Yeah.
it's a big one, a big day for chefs. I feel like they are some of the most important people around the world, and for me, the hype that is coming to chefs now because of this is worth it for them. So kudos. Big shout out there to all chefs around here. Chef, this one's for you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay.
In any case, my name is Maziro Appeal.
And my name is Mary Bashwa Alimi. You can watch the show live on GOTV. You will find us on channel 16 and UHF band 49, okay?
Yeah, hoping that you already have us on your devices, downloaded iOS or Google Play Store.
Yes.
You're welcome. Thank
Yes.
you. Now, let's let you guys know what we have coming for this half hour. More than just half an hour, 3/4 of it. Shortly will be time for some Monday motivation. And joining us again today is, we're leveraging growth to achieve transformation. We have Sheyi Jolayemi, fondly called
SDJ.
SDJ. She's He's an effective brand communicator and expert with over 12 years of experience.
Performance, we have Olatunji Bryan, professionally known as Soya. Will be here to perform his latest song titled Soft Life.
And finally, for SME, we will be joined by Emmanuel Alamu, the Chief Executive Officer of Neteng Solutions. He is one of Africa's finest network engineers and consultants. But you know what's happening to your tongue. Yes, so we can't wait for that one. Do join us then for our SME segment.
All these countdowns, and I'm thinking of Hilda Bassi.
Yes, sir.
Just waiting to rest. To go straight to the hospital after everything.
Well, is she really doing that for all 5 days? I mean, she's not. How many hours rest does she get in between?
She doesn't get hours rest. She gets minutes of rest.
Minutes of
Yes,
rest.
where she's monitored, she's given
It's
water.
going to take a toll on your...
Yes, her.
So what people do is that they're accumulated, but that's one problem I might have with the world records body, who do their whatever. I feel like let it go straight.
No. They give them rest. They've always done that.
He's saying
That's
that.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
For it
That's
to
a
be-
problem with them. Now, we've had records being broken and then people go how long? People individually want to try things. For me, if the record is 10 hours, let it be straight. There's no point for a rest. That is what I think, because why would you are
It's his
doing
opinion.
a
It's
marathon.
okay.
Imagine if you were doing a marathon
And you
then
could
you
rest
race
in
and then you could
between.
stop and sit down.
No,
You
some
understand?
people do
I am
actually.
saying, no, you don't get what my point.
No, I
It
think...
depends on the type of
Understand,
record you're trying to
Understand?
break.
No, most of them, if it's dancing, they always have a time for breaks. What I'm saying is that it will make, if you were doing 30 hours,
So
and
make it
you
more
do it
challenging.
straight,
That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Like, so whatever it is, that is the record, because
With a
you don't,
stretch.
you understand? There are no breaks like that per se, because you see, some people could have some kind of advantage over some others in those situations. That is not taking anything away from what they're doing. Wonderful job, I must say. And kudos to her. And like I said, it's for all chefs and all of that. She has brought the spotlight. And one thing I must say, nobody's thinking of where's she from.
No.
They're all
Yeah,
Nigerians.
everybody's involved.
Rooting
Everybody
for
wants
her
to be a part of it.
and all of that.
Quite a lot of celebrities have shown up.
Quite a lot of
support.
selfish celebrities, let me say. Sorry.
The governor showed up.
Oh, that was very
You know?
encouraging.
Yes,
I will
very.
say that I admire the fact that everybody wants to be a part of it. Everybody
Yeah.
also wants to take the advantage
Yes.
and put eyeballs
Support
on their
themselves,
brand, their
yeah.
personalities, their music, and
Well.
all of that. Eh,
But
it's
I
okay.
think it's the sort of support she needed.
It's great.
I am
She-
just very
needed that
happy
encouragement.
because chefs have always been looked at as, hey, is it not to come and cook? But this is something that is actually
No, not
promoting.
always so.
See, bro, I know you like food. Your own
No,
is
it's not by
exceptional.
life food. Let's not chefs. I mean,
See.
some other chefs were speaking about it, Chef Freggs and all of that, Chef Stone. In recent times, say over the past 10 years or so, it's been some sort of a prestigious occupation.
Yeah.
For those who
And
know,
then-
Mike.
because
For those
they-
that
For those
understand
in the
that
exactly, for those in the
Don't
know.
quiz.
Without that, you have to understand that, especially before the time of COVID, now people order food so much more
Yeah,
than
sure.
before.
Do you call the person you
what
order
we do-
from a chef?
What-
Most people
I mean,
don't.
What I'm saying is that, look, a lot of people now, you hear about husband and wife that don't cook.
You're all on the same
And then what they
page.
say...
Yeah.
Actually, all on the
No, I'm
same
saying,
page.
remember that-
Exactly.
No, for the chefs, highly, big kudos to them.
Well, I also
What I
want to
do
give
know
kudos
is
to
that
her
food-
supporters because they've also been with her for days on end.
In the rain
in
and the sun.
rain, in the sun, supporting her because without those people around her, I don't think she would have been able
I was
to
actually going to make
stay.
reference to the fact that food binds families, and so I just want to drop the
Yes.
fact that today is International Day of Families. So,
Yeah.
Yes, that's very important. Time for the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mary Bashua Alimi. We begin with security, where troops of 21 Armored Brigade Operation Hedinkai of the Nigerian Army recovered a large cache of arms and ammunition from ISWAP insurgents in Sambisa Forest in Borno State. TVC News gathered that the troops discovered the massive armory with arms and ammunition when they invaded Ukuba camp on the fringes of Bamaloku government area as part of ongoing counter-terrorist Operation Desert Sanity 2. Now, this is coming nearly 2 weeks after the troops raided the same camp and recovered 6 anti-aircraft guns, 4 AK-47 rifles, several quantities of IED-making materials, amongst others. In a related incident, 39 persons have been killed in a clash between farmers and herders in Takalapia and Kwaja communities of Kari local government of Nasarawa State. The incident started on Friday when herders invaded the farmlands with their cattle in Gitata community, I beg your pardon, Gitata community of Karo local government. The invasion led to the macheting of a header who died before accessing medical care in the community. The death of the header led to a reprisal attack by associates of the victim in Takalafia and Kwaja communities, both in Karo local government. This led to the death of 38 farmers, including 2 reverends of Evangelical Church Winning All. The Nigerian police has confirmed the incident, but reported that only 14 persons were killed. The police public relations officer, Rahman Nassel, who confirmed the incident, said the commissioner of police has ordered an investigation into the matter to unravel those behind the killings. A mass burial has been conducted for victims of the attack, which include women and children. To foreign news now, counting is underway in Turkey, with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan facing a tough challenge after 20 years in power. 6 opposition parties have combined forces, picking opposition leader Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu as their unity candidate. This vote comes against the background of soaring inflation and the aftermath of devastating earthquakes. If either man can secure half the presidential votes, they will be crowned winner. Failing that, the race will go to a runoff. Ultra-nationalist Sinan Ogan is also on the ballot, but Kılıçdaroğlu's former center-left party colleague, Muharrem İnce, pulled out with days to go. Candidates for a 600-seat parliament are also being selected. And that's it on the news update for today on Wake Up Nigeria. Listen, there is so much more to come. Just stay with us.
Now you're welcome to our SME segment, and today we are joined by Emmanuel Alamu, which is very funny because we have the same other name. The Chief Executive Officer of Neteng Solutions. Now, he's one of Africa's finest network engineers and consultants, and he is here with us. You are welcome on our on our SME service. We're talking network today, so it's all good. Well, welcome, man. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good morning, good morning.
First of all, you're very young. You've got your own business, and that's exactly what people who are watching want to know about, because they want to know how they can make their own business and make it grow. So we're going to be learning from you, or taking sample from your experience as a business owner, a small business owner here in Nigeria. First of all, how long have you had a Neteng consulting service?
Yeah,
a networking service, rather.
Solutions or Neteng consulting service. I've been on for over 5 years now, for about 5 years now, in the telecommunication industry.
Okay.
So the journey has not been a really smooth one, you know, from starting up to where we are, and we thank God that so far so good. We've actually gotten to a tangible milestone.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Did you start the business as just you? And how far has it come since then?
I didn't start as just me. I had mentors. That actually groomed me into the business. Though I've been into the telecommunication business for roughly 10 years now. You know, I had to go through the phase of apprenticeship. Like, I need to learn, understand, and before I decided to say, okay, at this point of my life, I need to start my own. Let me see what I can actually do in my future. So then I had mentors, like I said. I had friends. I had colleagues. I had some friends that they will always be there whenever I have issues. So I wouldn't say I started it on my own, because it is not what I can just do on my own.
So nowhere in there did you tell that there was an investor, because if it's such a business that you can't just go into, I'm seeing that there might be an investor somewhere. So tell us, is it that easy to get started with or without an investor?
Like I said, before an investor we want to invest into your business, they need to see what you can.
There needs to be something on ground.
Yes, they need to see something on ground. So, and nobody wants to invest in uncertainty. Let me just put it like that.
Exactly.
No one wants to invest in uncertainty. So I started on my own. You know, consulting business requires connection. Like I said, I had mentors. So the mentors actually gave me the connections I need. So now, what plays off is the relationship I build with the network. So if I don't have a very good relationship with them, it will just be one business and
Yeah,
that's the
one
end of
man,
it.
one business.
But after having series of good interactions and relationship with them, one business led to another,
That's a very interesting fact there, that you actually have to have a good relationship with your customers.
Yes, exactly.
Anyone you find today, you have to try and keep. And in your line of business, you don't just service your customers once. You try to keep them because they need that service,
Exactly,
maintenance, and all of that. But have you grown from that one-man instance to perhaps maybe having a staff strength of how many do you have at Neteng?
Currently, I have ad hoc staffs.
Okay.
And I have the normal staffs I have that work with my company will about 20.
Okay.
But the ad hoc staffs, because the kind of job we do is not based in just one location.
Tell us exactly what kind of job this is.
That is
so we get a good insight.
networking, IT networking. That's providing solutions to internet issues. Then we do solar installations also. That means solar power installation.
Okay.
So most of the time, I have ad hoc staffs I work with because you can't expect me to go and work in Ekiti State now, and I take a whole lot of people down to Ekiti State. What I need is just one or two hands that are very, very firm in the field to come along with me. Then I look for ad hoc staffs.
Okay, from that vicinity.
From that vicinity, so
is it easy to get started? If I was to get started, would I have to have been schooled in that sort of engineering, or is it something I can just learn from, say, today, for instance? I want to start doing network solutions.
It depends on the kind of brain you have, but either you're smart, intelligent, or whatever, you still need to be schooled. Because it is not just what you can just watch over the internet or then fine, you can watch over the internet and have some idea, but the practical hands-on, you need to be schooled.
Wow, that is very interesting. So there is still hope, however, for anyone who's intelligent enough to pick it up from perhaps maybe learning from someone like you.
Yes, sure.
That is possible.
Very, very
and the
possible.
demand for that kind of skill, how high is it? Well, I'm asking a rather, what's it called, question, because I mean, we're in the age of communication.
That is just it.
Yeah.
As it is, we can see so many solutions. ISP, you have all these 5G routers. Everybody wants to be on the internet. That is just it. Even those in the remote areas of the country want to be connected. They want to see what is happening. You know, gone are those days that you rely on whatever people say. These days, whatever they say, you have to go and verify yourself.
Okay, so for your business now, if I put it against, say, let's say a fashion business or shoemaking business, I can show a product to a person and say, please buy this. In your case, it's not the same because there's no tangible product. It's more virtual than tangible. How have you managed PR or marketing your skill?
Okay, marketing my skill, like I said, the first basic of marketing is relationship building. Now, if I work with you, or if I work with TVC, or if I work with Wake Up Nigeria, and you see that, okay, my services is recommendable, you can recommend me to 100 other people.
Okay. So your business is based on relationships. And how can I build that relationship? What must I do apart from great work that I put out for my customers? What else can I do to make people identify that this is the man for the job?
Now, everybody wants you to be diligent in whatever you're doing, irrespective of whom you are or what you are. Another thing in building relationship is everybody wants to trust you. People want to see you that, okay, if this guy is saying my network will be up in 10 minutes, it will not exceed 10 minutes. Just take, for instance, you're working with MTN or you're working with Access Bank, and you are their IT manager or IT whatever, and the ATM or the communication link is down. They want a very fast turnaround time, like
So you
The
have
next
to
5
provide
minutes,
that.
you have to provide
You have
that.
to stick to that ability and even try and supersede it as it goes.
Exactly.
So it's grand to note that relationship is a very big factor in your kind of business. Now, one sentence or maybe in a few, if there's anybody out there who is in your business or your kind of business who's starting off or who wants to get started, what's that one advice you have for that small business?
Now, what I'll advise the person is, there is an adage that says a step at a time. You don't need to rush. You don't need to rush the process. Just find the right channel, find the right people, and start steadily. You will eventually get it. That's just it. There's no magic about it.
You heard it from Emmanuel himself. Find the right channel, find the right network, get started a step at a time, and you will get there, even if you're just only beginning. Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for coming through. Maybe, yes, here at Wake Up Nigeria, we might need your services and would be expecting you very soon.
No problem.
For a very small fee. Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
All right.
And hopefully you guys have learned something. And maybe if you need some little help here and there, you always know the man to call right here in the studio. Stay tuned. We'll be back. We've got more inside of Wake Up Nigeria, especially that food we've been smelling and you can see from your sets. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for our motivation segment this morning. And I think today was one of the best days to have a motivation segment because we have a perfect example of someone who is motivating Nigerians all over the world with what she's doing. Hilda Bassi is still live cooking. She's broken the Guinness World Record for longest cookathon, and it's amazing. Our topic today is leveraging growth to achieve transformation. And we have Sheyi Jolayemi right here with us. And she is an effective brand communications expert with over 12 years experience. And it's great to have you back in the studio.
Thank you so much. And I'm excited to be here exactly on this very day.
This very
Hilda
day.
is doing something so good.
She's doing
Making
something
all of us so proud.
honestly. When it comes to those two words, transformation and leveraging on
Growth.
growth. So it does feel like, as I said before, a perfect example.
Yep.
Growth. We had Hilda here
Hilda,
some time
yes,
back.
yes.
And she, gave us a great meal. And it was obvious she had grown in her industry.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, truly.
But let's talk about growth itself and why it's important before we can have transformation.
All right. So the truth is, many of us actually want that big break. And transformation actually really brings that big break.
Okay.
But we don't realize that if you're not growing before that, you can't have what to sustain the big break with. I can imagine that, Hilda has been honing her trade. She's been growing, understanding recipes. What does it take to cook this meal for this, nation, this diet plan, who is working on something I need to know, reading books, getting involved in programs and, sessions with people, improving incrementally in all the things that she had to do. I mean, you said she was here just about a month ago or something, to showcase what she had as well. All of that is growth. But certainly this current feat is a transformation for her. And transformation comes to that quantum leap into somewhere you've never been before. But usually you don't even get the springboard to step into transformation if there is no growth. So we can say that growth is your springboard into transformation.
Okay, so, a lot of people think stardom happens basically overnight. And we're not saying that miracles don't happen.
Sure.
But it does feel like the process is a very long and grueling one. How can we motivate people who are still growing in their industries?
Well, I believe that when you stop growing, you actually totally truncate your possibility of transformation. And this is not to say that, you should look towards just transformation and not continue to grow. But if you are not growing and if you don't continue in that growth pattern, if you're not consistent, if you don't continue to be intentional about that growth, you can't actually have that opportunity for the transformation that you so seek. You know, I can imagine, you know, we don't have the full backstory, and I believe we will in the next few days.
Sure.
But what did she have to go through? How many months, possibly years of planning?
Yeah.
What did she have to learn to put it on her mind? Yeah. She had to build a team. She had to, you know, plan this well, apply, of course, for this opportunity to also try to beat that record. She had to think global. I mean, I heard she had to lose weight so that she could at least, you know, get the stamina, the required resilience to stay for all of those hours. All of that has the growth embedded in it. And whatever growth it is that you are involved in today, yes, it's possible for you to look towards transformation and then see how you can leverage the inputs you have now for that big leap that you are expecting to have.
Okay, so when people eventually get to that point where the big leap needs to happen, it does feel like it's either a lot of people just give up or they take that step. Well, let's talk a little bit about risk. Getting to that point where you need to take that big step. What do you think happens to the average person?
Okay, so I want to believe that you have to be beyond average to seek transformation.
Okay.
If you want to stay in the realm everybody is in, then that means there's nothing different about you. So you can say that, you know, growth is, you know, increasing gradually, building up and improving on the existing structure you have in your business, for example, while transformation is innovation. And if you keep staying on the average, you certainly will not get to that point where you can innovate. So to a large extent, you need to think out of average. Yes, we talk about in the box, outside the box, without the box. Well, let's not think without the box, but then you need to be thinking, what is the difference I can make? And transformation also has a lot to do, not just with you, but how what you're doing can change the world. So now she's already thinking of how she's putting Nigeria at the forefront of something. This is beyond her as a person. She's challenged, you know, young minds, other chefs all over the world to step out and do something phenomenal and extraordinary, you know, and stop at nothing to get that which you want.
I actually, when I asked the question, I was trying to find a roundabout way to touch on the naysayers and the haters and those who probably would try to talk people out of doing great things. I'm trying to imagine how many people probably told her, what's doing you? Go and open a restaurant somewhere now. You'll be chopping your money.
Yes.
But as you said, you can't just be average. You have to do something extraordinary.
And people will certainly want to discourage you. People who are going nowhere wonder why you want to go somewhere. So you have to know where you want to go. Hold that thought and that vision strong in your mind. Keep growing towards the person who can actually achieve that transformation. Because she just wouldn't have woken up last night to say, oh, in the next 90 hours, I would be, no, it took planning. It took going against the odds. Maybe she even had people in her family who felt like, oh, what came out of your mom being a chef or a cook? Can you not dream bigger than this? But naysayers will always come. They will want to discourage you. They won't want you to go for your growth. So when you are now talking transformation, it is beyond what their minds can say. But then you need to continue to leverage on that growth. Go against the odds. Growth itself is tough, but transformation is certainly tougher.
Hopefully we have enough time. I just want to touch on fear.
Okay.
Because in the end, that transformation progress is very painful.
It is.
And as we could see,
it is.
you know, it takes a lot of sacrifice.
It does.
Well, we love to see your comments and contributions in the comment section on this post, or indeed on social media with the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We would love to hear what you think about leveraging on growth when it comes to transformation. And of course, before we go, another congratulations to Hilda Bassi, who is our muse for this particular conversation today, on breaking the Guinness World Record. Where we have someone in the kitchen who's also been smiling. Honestly, the food has been emanating here. And yeah, I think it's about time for us to go over to the kitchen to find out how the cookie's going.
Okay, and you know, what is birthday without food? We have breakfast! Not like a birthday breakfast. No, we should bring this out. So normally it is served like this. Okay, so it has to be steaming hot.
Woo, easy,
If you
Mary.
hear me scream,
Easy, Mary.
but I just got burned. So
Woo.
yes, that's it.
Lovely.
That's it. So it's going to be steaming hot. Can you see that?
Yes.
Can you see that? So that's how it is served.
Woo.
Hot. My goodness. So this is actually Singapore rice.
Singapore noodles.
Singapore noodles, rather, with
Chicken curry sauce
chicken
and
curry
shredded
sauce
beef
and
and chili
shredded-
sauce.
In fact, please dig in.
Please
Dig
have
in.
a
We
taste.
can't wait to have your feedback.
Okay.
Everything was made here with a
Wow.
lot of work and love.
Yeah. Nice.
I like the sound
All
of
right.
that. I like the sound
Spicy
of
too. I love spicy food.
that. We can't wait to dig in ourselves.
Wow, this
but
is
in the
really
meantime, we've got to say happy birthday again to everyone celebrating, and thank you as well for always watching Wake Up Nigeria. Bye.